I'm tired of some of you Muslims being racist. Wake up.
Don't worry about the language. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another edition of Muzzy Buzz. For those of you that are just tuning in or haven't seen a video before, I am Mort. I am your host. I am also a co-host of another podcast called the Mad Mamluks, aka TMM. That's on a different channel, www.youtube.com/the Mad Mamluks. So now that we've got the intro out of the way, today we are talking about racism among Muslims. And it's a pretty important topic. Now, look, I know a lot of you people have always heard about racism, and we all know the hadith about not being racist and how people are only better than other people when they have taqwa or piety, and an Arab is not superior to a non-Arab, and a non-Arab is not superior to an Arab, and a white is not superior to a black, and a black is not superior to a white. We all know those famous hadith. But unfortunately, the reality is that we don't oftentimes enough act on those hadith. And this is not to any particular group. This is all around, to be honest. I know a lot of different groups like to, point fingers at another group, and that group will point fingers back at the same group or a different group. Listen, guys, we all have this problem, and it's cultural, right? We need to step away from our cultural baggage and stick to the religion. That is the bottom line. There is no other issue here. It's not that, certain people are inherently racist. You are taught these things. You are conditioned to think these things, right? It's very easy to, grow up in a certain society or a certain neighborhood and see other people and hear other people talk about other races or ethnicities or cultures and degrade them. And then you pick up on that, and then you end up, just repeating that same stuff over again, either consciously or subconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally, but we're doing it, and it's got to stop. And to be honest, I think this is a bigger problem. It's not just racism. I mean, we do this about, religion, about race, about, gender, so many different things we do it with. And it's all coming from one source. And what that source is arrogance. In order for you to be a racist or to be a bigot or whatever you want to be, to hate someone else, you literally have to have arrogance in your heart. You have to think, hey, look, I am better than that person because of X, Y, and Z, right? That is what essentially you are saying. You're saying no matter what I do, inherently, genetically, biologically, I am better than that person no matter what they do, simply because of what I am. Whether that is your religion, whether that is your race, whether that is your, ethnicity or socioeconomic status, it doesn't matter. Whenever you do that, you are you are displaying arrogance. And arrogance is dangerous for a Muslim. For any believer in any religion, arrogance is the downfall. The only reason that the shaitan or the devil became what he is today is because he was arrogant. When God commanded him to bow down and out of respect to the creation that he made, which was Adam, the devil decided, no, I'm not going to. The devil showed animosity. He said, I am made of fire and he is made of dirt. And so that moment of arrogance is what made him the shaitan, the accursed. And so that's an important lesson. Why do you think we hear that in the Quran? Why do you think God has put that story? Just because it sounds nice? No, there's a real lesson in this. So remember, if you think you're being racist, you need to check your ego. That is the bottom line. I can go on and on about examples of how the Prophet wasn't racist, the different ethnicities of the Sahaba. We can go into so many different things. But you and I both know that's irrelevant unless you want to change your heart, right? Unless you want to change the way you think about other people around you. And the only way you can get around thinking or get around that is essentially to remove or to limit the arrogance inside of you. There is really no easy way around this. There's no magic pill that you take and say, oh, today I'm not racist anymore. I'm not bigoted anymore. No, it comes from a position of arrogance, meaning looking down on somebody. So just remember that. I think if a lot of people step back from their statements and realize, hey, why am I saying that? Am I saying that because I believe I'm better? Well, why am I better? What makes me better than another human being? What makes me? Is it my actions? Or is it because of, simply because of my race or my color or because of my socioeconomic status? Think about that for a moment. Okay? It's a really important issue. And this happens to, especially in our communities, when you have black brothers and sisters, whether born Muslims or reverts, white Muslims born or reverts, or if you have even, Asians who are coming around, whether born or reverts, right? It happens across, all around, right? And I apologize if I'm missing any particular ethnicity, right? But this is particularly a problem that we have to worry about because it's deeper. It's not just about racism, like I said before. It's about your arrogance. And if you can be arrogant enough to be racist, you can be arrogant enough in many different other areas that will drag your iman down. It will destroy your iman. Arrogance is a killer of your iman. And the only reason why you're believing in La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah is because you profess to have iman, that you believe in that, right? You're saying, hey, I have a faith in this. This is what I believe in. I'm declaring this. So if you declare it, then act like you declare it, right? I know there's a huge conversation that could be, that needs to be held around this subject in light of so many different things that are happening in the time period that we live in. But I wanted to share that short message, and I hope you guys, get the main point from this. That the main point is arrogance in this, and arrogance will lead you to disbelief. So that's all I have for this short segment. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I could be wrong, but this is what I believe. Tell me your problems. Maybe you can tell me what you guys have experienced. If you ever been a victim of racism or you feel you have an answer for what is a cure for racism, comment down below. Let me know. It might be beneficial for me or for other people watching the video. So in the meantime, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the bell so that you are alerted every time I make a new video and come out with new content. That has been it for this episode of Muzzy Buzz. Until next time, let's talk about it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Muzzy Buzz, Muzzy Buzz, Muzzy Buzz, Muzzy Buzz, Muzzy Buzz.